На ней написано совершенно секретно. И она целиком и полностью посвящена пришельцам, которые посетили нашу планету.
Although most of the journalists in the room believed the Russian president's remarks to have been made in jest, there were others who were not so certain.
This is one of the most dramatic statements that emanates out of Russia, and so it's fascinating. Dmitry Medvedev said, when you become president of Russia, you're given information on aliens in our country and the human groups that are monitoring them. So he was totally with a straight face during all of this.
Сколько их среди нас, рассказывать не буду, потому что это может вызвать панику.
Here he is on film saying that there is a secret governmental cooperation occurring in the background that has the highest levels of classification to really monitor extraterrestrials that are visiting our planet.
Forget all the differences. Forget ideologies. At the highest level, the two nations work together. After World War II, there was a number of UFO encounters, very important encounters, and this gave impetus to joint cooperation between our nations.
Southern Russia, June 19, 1948. At a remote Soviet military installation known as Kapustin Yar, an unidentified flying object is detected over the base.
Strange blips were seen on radar. Something was tracked, performing extraordinary speeds and maneuvers. And a Russian fighter jet was sent to intercept it. The pilot saw a silver cigar-shaped object and was told, shoot this thing down. It's in restricted military airspace. The UFO fired some sort of directed energy weapon, a death ray. But before the Russian jet was down, it managed to launch a missile and shoot down the UFO. According to the myths and legends, at Kapustin Yar, they actually recovered bodies, they recovered the spacecraft itself, and it was kept there for study and reverse engineering.
We are told that there is a underground facility under Kapustin Yar, similar probably to facilities here in the States, where a full examination could be performed on the pilots of these craft.
To ancient astronaut theorists and researchers, what makes the Kapustin Yar story all the more significant is that it occurred within a year of the now infamous Roswell incident, in which a UFO reportedly crashed in the New Mexico desert sometime in June of 1947.
That took place near the only active military unit in the world that had nuclear weapons. That was the Roswell 509th Bombing Unit. And they had nukes. Similarly, over the Soviet Union, at places like Kapustin Yar, we've got significant UFO activity being reported, military engagements, just like in the United States. And I personally believe that extraterrestrials had a strong interest in the nuclear technologies that were then developing on planet Earth, which is exactly why they were there.
Could it be that both the Kapustin Yar and Roswell incidents were attempts by extraterrestrials to make contact because of mankind's recent development of nuclear weapons? But if such contact did occur, did it signal an era of secret cooperation between the world's two great superpowers? Or did it only trigger a greater degree of rivalry and competition?
In Roswell, you had the crash, you had the recovered alien bodies, but the aliens were dead. There was no way to communicate with them because they had been killed. So we had the technology, but probably no really good idea on how to start reverse engineering it. Whereas at Kapustin Yar, as the story goes, they not only got the spacecraft itself, but apparently there was at least one survivor of the incident. So what could the Russians possibly have learned from that alien extraterrestrial biological entity that we were not able to learn from our Roswell incident?
Why were the Russians first into space?
Why did they manage to do Sputnik 1 and then send Yuri Gagarin up into orbit and leave the Americans standing? Because on paper, you'd think that the US government should have won that race, but they didn't. If the Russians got live aliens, maybe they found out something from what happened at Kapustin Yar that gave them the edge in the space race.
Is it possible that the Soviet Union gained a strategic advantage in the so-called space race because of help it received from an extraterrestrial visitor? But if so, then how did the United States so quickly catch up, and some would argue, overtake them by being the first to put humans on the moon? Stay tuned for bonus footage when Ancient Aliens Declassified returns.